Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Supercharged Production 2.0. We are on week 6. Can't believe it. We're halfway through. Who you just saw off my right shoulder is my man, Sean Zalmanoff. We got Darren Copeland in the house. Hey, listen, this is cool. We're all here together. So one of the things that I posted on today and I think is very important is always be sharpening your swords. Always be preparing for battle. We are rolling into fourth quarter. In fact, we're in fourth quarter. And one of the things that typically happens in our business is production starts to slow down. January, February can be slow for some. So this is a great time to really be working on yourself, building your business. So we came down to a Ryan Stewman event with Break Free Academy and the Tribe. And for 2 days, we're going to hear amazing people talk about how they grew their business, success on different levels. Last week, and we want to roll through this pretty quick. Our presentations have been going about an hour. We'd like to keep them to about 45 minutes because we really want to give you guys time after you're done watching to take notes and start building out your plan of attack for implementing stuff from that week. Last week, I talked about You Inc. I talked about after I got my production partners, after I built out the operations side, and I really look at it from two perspectives in business, the right and the left brain. It's the operations and it's the sales. It's the service and it's the sales piece. And when I built out my operation and I felt like I was giving a 10 on the operations side, then I said, okay, how are we going to tackle this marketing piece? How are we going to stay in front of our people and make sure that that client experience, and again, referral partners are clients, past clients are clients, and current clients are clients. How do we make that experience a 10? So my man Darren is going to be sharing today just his expertise and his experience over 14 years in the mortgage business of how he makes that experience a 10 and how he gets in front of his database. So I'm going to get the PowerPoint here going in a second for Darren, and we're going to get rolling. And if you guys have any questions, please do post in the Facebook page. That's the one I know YouTube has that post on the side. We aren't going to be using that. We like to keep it on the Facebook page. So please do post your questions, comments, and feedback on the Facebook page. And let's get rolling.
Hey, gang, it's Darren Copeland. Hey, thank you so much for the introduction there, Mr. Shane Kidwell. Super stoked to be hanging out with my good buddies, Sean Zalmanoff, Kellen Vaughn, and Kenneth Travis. So super excited to be here. So we got some awesome content for you guys. So glad that you're tuning in. And like Kidwell said, we've been dumping a lot of information on you guys over the past 5 or 6 weeks, and we're going to keep these closer to 45 minutes so we can just kind of get into the meat and potatoes and get this thing rocking and rolling. So for those of you who don't know me, again, it's Darren Copeland, lifelong resident of Kansas City, Missouri. Today we're going to be covering a few things, my background, how long been in the business, my passion, and the really cool stuff. I've got a handful of things that I think you guys can just get a ton of value out of as far as marketing to your database. And it's just an awesome way to go after some people who already like you. And since they already like you, you might as well keep making money and doing the right things for their friends, family, and referral partners of them. So I want to start it out today with a little bit of my why. So you guys can get to know me a little bit better. So my why is very simple. I'm a huge family guy, love to travel, and just one of the biggest baseball nerds that you'll come across. Me and Sean Z have some great bantering between our St. Louis Cardinals and Kansas City Royals in all good fun, but it's all done out of love. But I just want to take 2 minutes, you guys, and talk about it's really my passion. It's really my burning desire of why I do what I do and why I've done this over the past 14 years. So there you'll see some pictures there at the top left. There's our family. There's me and my wife, Liz, AKA Chili Pepper, as most of you know her. And there's our son, Drew, there in the middle. We've got 3 awesome nephews and 1 awesome niece, and they're just like our kids. So about once a year, we like to take the little family on a cruise and just really show them, the benefits of doing hard work, and that you can really have some cool things in life if you do things the right way and live life to its fullest. There at the bottom left, there's Drew at one of his first Royals games where he actually got a foul ball, which is pretty cool. We do some client events there at some dugout suites. There you'll see Chili Pepper, myself, and Pluto hanging out on a Disney cruise. And then I always joke so at the picture at the top right, that's myself, Chili Pepper, and Hall of Fame Royals player George Brett. And I'm fully convinced that Chili Pepper's smiling big because she's hanging on me, not George Brett. So I don't know about that, but she's truly one of the biggest blessings in my life. So again, why the family freedom, travel, and you really guys, every morning, as I do my morning thing every single morning, is knowing my why is the reason why it drives me to be successful and go out there and keep building the business and getting more business as much as I can. So let's dive into marketing to your database and the importance of doing this. So I was talking with someone earlier today, man, if someone is struggling in the mortgage business, or let's say someone's actually rocking it out, but they want to do, a couple more deals a month, man, I tell you what, hitting your database is the number one thing that you can do that's easy. It's affordable. You're not chasing a shiny object, but man, mining those people that are already there, man, you can't ignore those people, okay? Because it's so important to keep in front of them. And you know what, for the most part, I know you guys probably can't believe this, but not 100% of my past clients actually love DC, but damn it, I bet 99% of them do. So you have all these people, for the most part, that like you guys, okay? So we're gonna cover some strategies that you guys can actually implement today or tomorrow, get that rolling for you, put some money in your pocket. We're gonna cover some technology that you can use. And I always like to show this next picture on this slide. It's actually one of my favorite places of the entire world. And this is actually a picture of where DC would be if he had kept in contact from day one with his database, okay? So this picture right here, you guys, this is a picture in St. Thomas of Trunk Bay. Trunk Bay is one of the top places in the world to do snorkeling. It's one of my truly happy places in the world. I actually went there on a cruise right after college. But truly, you guys, man, if I had been in the last 14 years, if I started from day one being in contact with my database, I truly would be doing this from St. Thomas at the moment. Actually, just for full transparency, it's at St. John, but let's not get too picky, okay? It's just a ferry over from St. Thomas. So I picked this picture. So is there a worse feeling in the world, you guys, that when you find out that one of your friends or family has used someone else for a mortgage? I know the other guys here on the call, I'm sure this has happened to all of us, but there's truly nothing worse that, whether it's a casual conversation or you're on social media, and man, you have a family member or friend, and they just bought a house, and they didn't use you for a mortgage. Okay, that'll really hit you right through the heart. And you know what? There's only one person to blame if something like that happens, and it's yourself. Because either you weren't keeping in contact with them, or you just weren't top of mind. Never be afraid to let everyone know what you do, but it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So this picture right here, this is in honor of my good friend Darren Rhodes, who does the best Homer Simpson impersonation that you guys could ever imagine. But this right here, dude, go after the low-hanging fruit, you guys. These people, the average person is in their mortgage for about 4.2 years, whether they move or they refinance or anything like that. But go after that low-hanging fruit, and just remember, your database is your friend, so treat it like that, okay? All right, so as we said, they like you. Here's the deal, so why not keep in front of them, okay? The simple fact is, these our former clients, they don't think of us as much as we want, okay? So again, it's up to us to be in front of them, all right? So with today's social media and just everything that's going on, man, our past clients and friends, they are being pulled in all different directions when it comes to information coming at them. So at that point in a moment in their life, whether they're thinking about purchasing a new house or refinancing, man, they're getting it from all over, Okay. And some of the some of the worst advice I know that I've personally ever got in life can be from family and friends. You know what they say, the worst advice is the free advice that you get. I have an example where one of our good friends at church was using a realtor just because they thought it was a nice thing to do. The person had just got their license. It turned into to be a total shamble. But this person, the realtor, got a listing and a purchase that totaled over $1.2 million. Now, for you guys don't know, our average loan size in Kansas City is $185,000, but this person got a whopper of a deal on 2 units, and it was just a total nightmare. So you can't rely on getting really good information from your family and friends, and they're being pulled in other areas. There's social media. Then you've got other realtors who might have their own mortgage guy. You got the TV ads and radio ads, the Rocket Mortgages of the world. So all this stuff is being thrown at these people. So that's why you just have to make a concerted effort to always be in front. I think my friends here on the call would agree, and you guys, feel free to chime in at any time. But this is kind of what to expect when you're marketing to your database. So what I have found is for about every 100 to 150 folks that are in there, you should be pulling at least one closed loan a month from that. Okay, so and it could be lower, but maybe more of 100, maybe, Sean Z. So let's just call it, for easy numbers, let's just say it's 100. Okay, so let's say if someone has 500 of your really good past database in there, because obviously you're not going to put in a handful of grumpy people. I'm sure it was never your fault that you missed a closed loan anyway. But let's just say it's 500 people. So if you're not getting at least 5 closed deals from your database, you really need to kind of check on your systems and review that, see how things are going, because again, that's just easy money that you guys need to be tapping into. I'm going to dive right into one of my favorite things that I've done over the past 14 years. A lot of people have different names for this person. I actually, I like to, put my name on anything I can. So I call it the Copeland Caller. Okay, you can call it a dialer. I'm going to call it the Copeland Caller, but this is absolutely one of my favorites, you guys. And this alone right here, this is worth tuning into the call all by itself, because if nothing else, you guys, nothing else that I share, whether it's strategy or technology, if you guys dive into this, it will definitely move the needle on your business, because in my humble opinion, this is the absolute biggest return on your investment that you can do. Okay, because here's the gig, you guys. I think one strength as we mature and get better in our business is being really honest with ourselves as far as what our strengths, what our weaknesses are. And I know for myself, I'm good at a few things, but then, you know what? There's just other things I just don't want to do. Okay, and to be really transparent with you guys, man, I don't want to sit down and call my entire database. Okay, I don't. But you know what? It's a really, really awesome thing to do. Okay, so if I know that I'm not personally going to call my database, and let's say 90% of the other LOs out there, they're not, either they just don't want to or don't have the time, man, you guys hire someone to do it for you. Hire to do someone for you, because this is the big thing that was a huge eye-opener to me about 5 years ago. Okay, it blew my mind that there was actually people out there that wanted to do certain jobs that I just had no interest in doing. Okay, so I had this really bad belief that man, if I didn't want to do it, no one else wanted to do it, and that couldn't be farther from the truth. And that can be applied towards your loan partner as well. But having the Copeland Caller is there's a lot of people out there that love to be on the phone. They're actually really good at it, and people enjoy speaking with them. So hire to do someone for you, man. You guys can get someone for $10-12 an hour. They'll be more than happy to bang out 100 calls a day for you, and just to get the word out there. And it can be something simple. I'm going to share a couple of scripts actually later on here in the presentation, as far as what scripts that Kristen uses, and using my voicemail. But she's fantastic at it. And when I first started using her, I was blown away at how quickly that she actually ran through the whole database. So minimum, you guys, if you're not calling your past database, and trust me, most of your competition's not calling their past database, but I would call them at least 2 times a year. DC's personal opinion, I think quarterly is good enough. I really do. I think if you call them quarterly and knock that out, man, you guys are going to be ahead of 99% of all LOs out there. In fact, man, if you have any LO buddies who aren't in the business anymore, get their database and see if you can have your caller start calling and have a separate script for that as well, because you have nothing to lose and it's a very cheap investment, okay? All right. So, all right, you guys, you say, all right, Copeland, you know, that's a pretty cool idea. I'm down with that. So what do we say? Okay, so a couple scripts here that I was going to share with you guys is, number one, if the client answers, what does my Copeland caller say? Okay, so it can be very simple, something like this, you guys. Hey, you know, past client, this is Kristen calling from Darren Copeland's office. How's your day going? Let them answer. Great. Hey, we're just reaching out to check in to see how everything's going on the home front. Say thanks for allowing us to serve your mortgage and financing needs. We're just thinking of you, wanted to touch base, see how you're doing. Always know our service doesn't stop at the closing table. We're here as a resource if we can help in any possible way. Last thing, I was wondering, do you happen to know anyone right now that may be looking to buy a home in the next few months that we could help? You know, let them answer. Okay, great. Can we ask you a favor? When you hear someone talking about buying, selling, or investing or refinancing a home, can we count on you to give us a call and let us and see if we can help them out? So great, wrap up the phone call. We appreciate you guys very much. And please call us if you guys need any help in the future. Okay, so that's one if they answer. Now, voicemail, if it goes to voicemail, that's actually, I do a pre-recorded message, and basically it says something like this. Hey, this is Darren Copeland, your mortgage rock star. I was just thinking of you and appreciate your business in the past. Wanted to reach out and see how everything is going on the home front, and I hope life is treating you well. Just a friendly reminder, never hesitate to contact me with any questions or anything we can do to help along the way. Please keep me in mind if you know anyone looking to purchase or refinance in the near future. You can always reach me at blah, blah, blah. Okay, so that's a couple of scripts, and more than happy to get those scripts out to you so you guys can have that for your caller as well. So guys, any thoughts? Mr. Kidwell? You know, any feedback on that? Show your pretty face on the camera.
It's all right. Nobody wants to see my quote unquote pretty face on the camera. Yeah, you know, we found and again, like I talked about this a little bit last week, but every market's a little different. We found in our market, it's a very tech-driven market. People are inundated with stuff. We actually found we used to do just a quarterly call. We were doing all these other things. We were texting, we were mailing, we were calling, and quite honestly, it was too much. So sometimes I think less can be more, in the stance that a very good, authentic conversation like Darren's talking about, done quarterly or maybe even every trimester, can be a really powerful tool if you're following that up with some other, you know, touch points, whether it's mailers, text, other things. But again, if it's a robot and you're sending out spam emails and doing these different things, at some point you'll start to drown yourself out with all of the spam that you're sending. So I just think it's important to make sure it's authentic in what you're doing. Like Darren mentioned, like doing that voicemail is really powerful. Sean?
So one of the things too is just getting your head right when you're contacting your clients and asking for business. I know I've been in mortgages now for 16 years, and I started when I was pretty young. And you know, I felt weird when I was 25 or 26 years old calling clients back, even though I knew I could help them if it was with the refinance or just staying in touch. So first, you got to get your head in that mental game to make sure that you're ready to do it and realize that you're just helping people. The other thing too is the script that Darren has. It's an awesome script. So you're like, well, what do I do when I call them back 3 months later? You just use the same script, because they're not going to remember exactly what happened, and you know, you're going to be interacting with them. The other thing that we add too, so you know, being in all the towns that we're in for as many years as we lived there, I have a great list of service providers. So I always just let everybody know that I'm like a walking Yellow Pages. Yeah. And so if you need anything, they can reach out to you, because it's really great when you have somebody who's reaching out for a CPA or for, you know, a lawn guy or whatever they need, because you know when they're reaching out to you that you're on top of mind. And if you're on top of mind, you're going to get referrals when somebody else needs their services too.
That right there is the reason that Sean is on the 12 weeks of calling.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. Like I talked to my team about a month ago and I said, hey gang, like we got to make sure that when we're following up with people, we're not even necessarily asking for business. Now, again, you need to make sure you're doing that. And if you're giving a 10 experience, one challenge I have for people is people will say to me when we do like a coaching call, I ask for business. I say, really, what do you say? They go, well, I say, hey, if you're ever interested, let me know. Like, it's okay to be direct. It's okay to say, hey, can I count on you? Can I ask you a direct question? Like, obviously, like we treat you like family. Like when you have people that bring up the mortgage conversation, would you do me the honor of introducing them to me? And what are they going to say? Like if they say no, well, then maybe you don't want to be marketing to these people, right? Like again, it's an investment in time and money to market to people. And it quite honestly will open up a really good conversation, but the likelihood is they're going to say, yeah, of course. And then that just reminds them again that you want their business. Too, on the adding value piece, we built out a list of VIP service providers in our area. And we do like Sean will say, hey, you know what? Like we expect a 10 out of our team. We expect the 10 out of how we treated you. And everybody we partner with is a 10. Is there anybody, plumbers, electricians, CPAs, lawyers, is there anybody we can introduce you to? That right there alone is a perfect excuse for making a quarterly call.
Yeah.
And what are they going to say? No, there's nobody. Well, that's okay too.
Right. Exactly. And you know what, you guys, this is why we hang out with really smart people, because the thing is that right there is just more content of why to reach out to these clients and actually be a value to them, because having that VIP list, and because we get calls all the time, and you guys probably get asked from family and friends, who's a good electrician, who's a good plumber, no one wants to be, ripped off at all. So yeah, I mean, that right there, and even the holidays, I mean, there's just so much that you guys can do. So the fact is, it's all about getting someone. And what I did is when I wanted the Copeland dialer, so I actually went out and I hired 2 people. I put a post on Facebook and just said, hey, you know what, just looking for someone to make calls to our database, pays $10 to $12 an hour, can be remote, work from home, and you'd be amazed the number of responses. So I hired 2, knowing that one would probably be better than the other, and she turned out to be an absolute rock star. So there's so much content, but like I said, you guys, this is my absolute favorite thing to do, and very rarely is anyone going to be upset if someone from the office is calling. And I love what Kidwell said, man, let's just be transparent. We're in the mortgage business. We have to ask for business, because if we're just calling to and just shoot the breeze and not ask for the business, it's not gonna really do anyone any good. So as far as the tracking systems for what we do, so Kristen tracks everything. Okay, so we have a system that she has everyone lined out, Google shared doc in the drive. So any new leads, how the conversation went, whether they answered, voicemail, if they have any plans to move, anything. So we track every single call, okay? And every single day, she can bang out over 100 calls a day very, very easily. And what she uses, we're going to give you a couple systems as far as what she uses if you guys want to jot this down. But she utilizes a program called Phone Burner. And what Phone Burner allows, it allows you to upload your database with all the phone numbers, and it's basically just like a dialer. So if it's all electronic, so she's not wasting time picking up the phone, dialing the number, it's all on the computer screen. So she's in the zone for a couple hours, makes a call. If they don't answer, she presses a button and it dumps my voicemail right into their messages. So it's a pretty slick system and allows her to save a ton of time and get through a bunch of phone calls. So again, I know I said this earlier, but very rarely, if anyone, they get upset as far as possibly getting a call. And on that rare occasion, if someone is upset, then you can just move on and take them off the list. Because quite honestly, here's my opinion, and I know the guys would probably agree with me, but if you're not getting at least an upset person every now and then, you're not calling enough people.
I never have an upset client. No, just kidding. Hey, and one thing I wanted to add, so, one quarter you could call and say, hey, the service provider VIP call. The other quarter could be like some topical thing like wish you Merry Christmas. Another thing that like we don't do a good enough job of on my team is asking for reviews and testimonials. And man, what a great thing to say is, hey, like, it's been 6 months since we did your deal. Like, now that it's all worn off, do you still feel like we treated you like a 10? Well, hey, would you do me a favor, John? Like since you still feel like we treated you like a 10, I would love it if you leave me feedback. I don't advertise. I don't pay for business. Like, people like you are what help me like feed my family and continue to grow out our brand. Would you, if I send you an email right now, would you mind just leaving a 1 minute, review? That's a super powerful call. And imagine if you did that with 400 or 500, 600 people and you got 50, 60, 100 reviews. So now you're not even really asking them for anything other than regurgitate the excitement they had from the transaction. So just another little tidbit on that.
Yep.
It's also a great time to get reviews at the 3-month and that 6-month call, because so many people are asking for them. You're asking for them at the closing table. And I find that so many loan officers, maybe they're sending out an email a day or two later.
Yeah.
Life's hectic after you move.
Yep.
There's so many things going on. So, they get that one email and it's like, oh man, Darren did an awesome job for me. And I really intend to do this, but man, life happens and leaving a review just isn't that important. So not only is it a chance to get business, but it's a chance for them to put you out there so other people can find you as well too.
Yeah, that's actually an awesome point, because what we have found, we have like some of our favorite clients who are like, man, the Copeland team really rocked it out. Thank you so much. Well, shooting them an email either at the closing or the day after.
It's probably the worst possible time.
Yeah. This might shock you guys, but once they got their money, you just went way down the totem pole, right? Once they got the keys to their house. So that's another fantastic idea is hit those reviews. I like the 3-month review.
Yep.
That gives them enough time to settle in. So absolutely utilize that, because here's the great thing, you guys, is this is a great point, you guys, even after you hit your database reviews, I mean, you start coming up with other things of, hey, what can I use this caller for, right? Well, for some of you branch managers out there, what an awesome recruiting tool for you guys to have is say, hey, you know what, come over with us. We have let's call her Kristen. We have a Kristen on board, and she will actually call your database for you. And no one else has that, you guys. So for you branch managers or others who have teams out there, man, utilize the heck out of that. Because when you find 1 or 2 callers that are just rock stars and enjoy what they're doing, man, they are worth their weight in gold all day long. Okay. All right. So we started doing this. I know everyone's heard of Facebook, and I know we're all on this big time.
Hey, Darren, could you maybe explain what Facebook is? I've never heard of it.
Well, first of all, you have to have friends there, Kidwell. So it probably wouldn't be a big deal, because you'd have to make some. It's a tough crowd, folks. It's a tough crowd. But so what we did, we actually hired someone to go through our database and start becoming friends with these people. Okay, and in the past. Hey, Kidwell's taking a picture. Hey, thanks, man. But become friends with all your past clients, because the thing is, you guys can put these people in categories so they don't have to see all of your feeds, right? So put them in groups. So become friends with all your past clients along with the agents. You can put them in groups, and you can target them differently. And you can put in some different pixels, retargeting things. But the thing is especially like on the reviews, when we have a closing, I'll post it to all of our realtors, our past clients, just kind of in a cool way to keep top of mind. But then also, all the friends don't see that, and so then that way you're not hacking them off, because you don't want to talk about business all the time. Okay. So put everyone in a category. We run targeted ads to our database of realtors. So you guys can upload, and we can really dive into this when we start rolling out some one-on-one coaching. You can upload the Excel spreadsheet with the names, cell phone, and get all those people into a targeted list. And what I say, because I'm very happily married, but you can start stalking these people in a very cool way and not seem like a total creep. Okay, the retargeting pixel. Man, I tell you what, you guys, find someone on your staff that can help you out with this. It's really not that tough. Like I say, man, if DC can do it, you can do it. But for those of you, do some of the ads there on Facebook. Do the retargeting pixel, because my picture in Kansas City shows up to the top 2,000 agents who have done at least 6 to 8 buy sides in the past 12 months. So my smiling picture is popping up on their newsfeed all the time. And what's really cool, I just had a meeting last week that met with an agent for the first time. She turned out to live in my neighborhood, and shame on me for not knowing who she was. She just moved in from Phoenix a year ago. But anyway, she's like, yeah, I see your picture all the time. So it's a great way to smooth things over. So if you guys are hitting your database of agents, man, get some stuff going on there with your smiling picture all over Facebook, and so you can start becoming kind of a mini rock star in your own backyard. So it's kind of like, when if you guys, let's say you're looking for a pair of shoes on Amazon, and then you go to Amazon, you start shopping, and then, oh, by the way, now every time where you go to Facebook or you go to check on your fantasy sports team or whatever, now you're seeing ads that are following you all over the place for that specific pair of shoes. So that's just what this does. It just happens to be your face all over Facebook. Okay. So some old school stuff that we still use, and it still works, but we still do some of the old school email and snail mail. We do this on a regular basis. Z-Man and Kidwell, I don't know if you guys still do any of this, but we just talk about cool stuff. And when we talk about cool stuff, we always want to be positive. So what we like to do is about once a month, we send something to our past database, and we never talk about mortgages. Okay, because quite honestly, you guys, people really don't care about your rates and programs, just the whole mortgage lingo. But we like to talk about different stuff, whether it's sports, restaurants, things like that. But one of the things that we do, we actually highlight one of our team members every other month. So for example, my processor Val, we highlight her family, her kids, her husband, what they do, and everyone knows who she is. So it's a really, we bring it more down to a personal level so they can really see that, we're just people like them. We're cool people, and get to know their family as well. And we have a rule in my office. I know that other guys probably have this as well, but it's the ABC rule. Okay, so it's always be cool. So we always want to be cool in everything we do on the content, right? So we never want to be, outlandish or, get political or anything like that, because the last thing you want to do is you don't want to alienate half of your database on any stance, whether it's political or, whatever it is, okay? So just always be cool. Don't get crazy like that. I know it works for some people, but we try not to hack off anyone that if we can avoid it. So real life events, the family sports, vacations, we're in now. I don't know if the Texas boys are going to chime in, so maybe they're on mute. They might jump in here in a second, but we like to talk about barbecue in Kansas City because quite frankly, those people in Texas, they don't know jack squat about barbecue. And
I mean, there's only one place in the world that actually has better barbecue than Kansas City, and they happen to both be in the same state. So when you come to visit Darren, you come to St. Louis, but the second best barbecue, it's still good. People remember second place sometimes.
Yes, exactly. We'll just call it Missouri. We'll just call it Missouri barbecue. Okay. Yeah, Texas tries to keep up with us. So clearly, KT and Kellen Vaughn are on mute. Or they just might be out, jacking around or something, because I've had the barbecue in Texas. It's really not good. It's not that great at all. But so all joking aside, we highlight some different barbecue places. Actually, what's really cool, we even send out barbecue recipes to our past database, whether it's ribs, barbecue beans, or anything like that. We got some pretty awesome places there in Kansas City, mostly Jack Stack, Q39. I know Kidwell's a big fan of the cheesy corn and stuff at Jack Stack, so it's pretty good stuff. Other content that we cover, we do a lot of contests. So one thing I was going to share with you guys today on one just old school email, like during the baseball season, you guys can't believe the amount of people I got feedback from on anytime I wasn't going to the Royals game or wanted to give out tickets. man, I would hit the database, and it was kind of like a fun little contest. But I would email out and say, hey, you know what, 4 tickets, parking pass, and I got more feedback and interaction with my crowd on baseball tickets than anything else I've ever done. Okay, and it's just a great way to keep in touch with them. And so I started getting requests of games like a month or 2 out. Say, hey, you know, my family's coming in. You know, can we get tickets to this game? Heck yes, you can. Absolutely. And then I just make them do a side agreement that they're going to send me 10 mortgages on. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. So that works out really good. So don't forget about the Royals tickets or any other tickets that you guys can give away and do the contest like that. So again, we covered this already. The content, what do we talk about? Highlight a member every other month. Family, interests, goals. You know, you can do the holidays. That's always easy because there's always something coming along, and people just love that. They just love that part of it. Okay, fellas, you guys have anything else? Chime in on maybe some things that you do or any mailings you go out to the database.
Yeah, you know, when we do email now, Darren, we actually use video. And so we use a system called BombBomb. And if you guys would like, I have an affiliate link for that. So just shoot a comment on the Facebook page. I make $700 per account. No, I'm just kidding. I kid you not. I think I make $2 a page, but we use BombBomb all the time. And like my good man Ryan Steelman would say, hey, you're going to sign up for it anyways.
Right. Might as well make some money.
Might as well make some money on it. No, but really, guys, BombBomb is awesome. And people will say, well, I'm just not a video person. Well, if anybody's ever looked at me, I'm not much of a face for video either, but people love it. And I don't know about you guys who are, and gals who are techie, but there's this thing called, I think it's called a GIF. Is that like little image that's like a 3-second?
GIF or GIF? Or,
yeah, or GIF or GIF, whatever you call it. But that increases the open rate of an email from like 5% to like 35% or something crazy. So if you don't want to be super wordy, but you want to do something fun, every time we have an event coming up, we send out an email and we use BombBomb and we send out video emails, and it connects with our CRM. So as long as you have like a group, we have a group past clients, we can send it out to 500 people with one video. It takes me like 3 minutes. I can actually do it from my phone, but we just feel like it's more personal. They remember what I look like. I'm able to have a little bit more fun with it. So whether you use BombBomb, Code Video is another great one that links with Outlook, and it's awesome. I like the video emails personally.
Yep. All day long. D-Man, you good? Yeah, so the video emails, they're fantastic, and plus, you know, they get to see you. And the thing is, those, as everyone would agree, the videos don't have to be perfect. In fact, if you make a goof here and there, people actually love that even more, because that just means you're real and you're not like in a studio doing, you know, a big time production.
Yeah, I would say don't do studio videos. People don't want to feel like you know, you recorded this pre-canned video 6 months ago. They really want it to be like, in fact, I have a real estate partner just outside of Seattle, and she did a video where she hadn't even done her makeup yet, and she was like in her jammies, and she got more positive feedback and like just you know, engagement from that than anything else she did, because she was real. Everybody has times that they're in their jammies. So I think just doing spur of the moment, I was thinking about you and stuff like that through email is fantastic.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. All right. Thanks, guys. All right. So we're, man, we are cruising on time here. So we're going to pick up the pace here a little bit and get through this so you guys can see a few more things and get this wrapped up in the next week. So what you got there? Okay. So technology. All right. So what's crazy, you guys, is, you know, we add on other LOs from other companies as we're building our branches out, but you would be amazed the number of folks that I speak with that don't have an active CRM, which I know just blows your mind. So sometimes, you know what I found is it's actually the company they're with, okay? And this is not a recruiting employee, but if you guys have to have a CRM, whether it's Jungo, Top of Mind, Surefire, whatever that is, you don't have a choice, okay? So make sure you're with a company that you're at that currently embraces that, because that technology, man, it cannot be an Excel spreadsheet. It can't be a Rolodex of, you know, of sticky notes or anything like that. But man, you've got to have all those people in front of you, and it's very prevalent now. You guys are going to be doing some coaching and being a part of the Supercharged and hanging out with us and Ryan Stewman. You know, either if you have one, we'll help you tweak that and even make it better. But you got to get that under control for sure to get the people you know, in one place. Okay. So other favorite tools we have, we talked about the bomb, the phone burner. I still personally use Slide Broadcast both for past clients and realtors. So Slide Broadcast is very simple, you guys. You just simply make a recording, put in who you're targeting, the phone numbers, and it'll dump a voicemail right into their cell phone without the phone without ringing. So we'll do that with like around Thanksgiving, Christmas, to our past database, and then also with our realtor referrals. What we'll do on Thursday is we call it Pre-Qual Thursday, and we hit all of our real estate database and say, hey, it's Pre-Qual Thursday. You know, who do you have coming up this weekend? Let's get them pre-approved. So, you know, you have all your pre-approval letters ready to go before the weekend starts. And then that way it'll help you guys avoid getting that phone call at, you know, 5 o'clock on a Saturday night. You're getting ready to go out to dinner with the missus, and there's a person with a 480 score who's never paid a bill back in their life, and they still owe their mom money, that wants to try to get a loan. Okay, so get them pre-qualified early, and Slide Broadcast is a great way to do that. We talked about some videos, you know, the YouTube, the bomb, live videos on Facebook is really kind of the rage right now. So here's the deal, you guys. No one cares what you look like. You know, your clients don't care. So just kind of get past that. You know, I know for myself, you know, I'm not the guy that I looked like 15 or 20 years ago, but your clients don't care. So you have to do videos. It's one of the most important things you can do. So make sure you're adding those people, your past clients, onto Facebook so you can hit them with the videos, do some live stuff, and always be visible to your peeps. Okay. Again, you want to be the new rock star. You want to be like, it's kind of like when you see the news anchor or the weather person on TV. No matter where they're at, everyone recognizes them. You kind of want to go to the same thing. Because a quick story, we're going to get this wrapped up, but about a year ago, I was at a barbecue place in Kansas City, standing in line, and this dude kept looking back at me. I'm like, man, what is the deal with this guy? I was like, man, did I do something to hack him off or something? And he kept looking at me. Finally, he looked at me. He goes, hey, you're Darren Copeland, aren't you? I'm like, yeah, yes, I am. He goes, well, hey, I'm a realtor for Keller Williams, and man, I just really loved your videos. Keep up the good work. I'm like, dude, that's awesome. So you never know where people are going to run into you and what kind of impact you have with them on the videos. So, all right. So summary, many of our teachings just to open up your guys' eyes to an easier way of doing things, the importance of doing it, the delegation, and implementing those things to get those things done. And yes, I am a huge Star Wars nerd. So those who implement the fastest win. And here's a little thing from Yoda, the longtime Jedi Master, is succeed in implementation you want, start with end, and mind you should. All right. So you guys take this stuff that we're teaching you, implement it, man, get a caller, get that database going. And here's one of my famous quotes we're going to wrap this thing up with. I got it from one of my best friends. When writing the story of your life, don't let anyone else hold the pen. Okay? So go ahead, Shane, jump in.
Darren, that, you know, one of the things that I want to kind of just encourage everybody with is, so what you hear with a lot of people is, you know, why I tried it and it didn't work, and I didn't get any feedback, or, you know, nobody cared. And so over the last couple of months, I've just been religiously doing my database management. Quite honestly, part of it's because I pay a coach a lot of money. So whatever the coach, you know, encourages me to do, and I'm going to do, I committed to it. So over the last couple of months, I've had some amazing feedback from people that I didn't think cared about getting something from me or even remembered who I was. And I had a client, very difficult client, not from a standpoint of like hard loan, just the guy was very dry. You would have never known the guy like me at all. And he sent me a direct message on Facebook, and he said, hey man, I really appreciate all of your stories and the stuff you send us. It's so great to hear how you're doing in your life. And it was just this really cool, like really positive bit of feedback from a guy who I have not heard from in 14 months. I've been mailing the guy religiously. I've been sending him the emails. I've been doing the work. And that guy thinks so highly of me that he thought out of the blue to send me a direct message. So that's just encouragement for you. Like, build your plan, have your blueprint, commit to it for a year. Don't commit to it for a month. Commit to it for a year. And whatever you do, do it consistently. I think I made the joke last week. We can end this call real quick. Consistently do something every day, week, and month, and do it for a year, and you will grow your business. That is true for everything Darren talked about. It's true for what Sean, myself, the Texas Two-Step have talked about. Be consistent, and it's like a snowball. It's like those old wells where you pump and you pump and you pump and no water comes out, and then pretty soon water's coming out and you don't even have to hardly put in any work. That's the same with our database. And Darren, who's been doing this 14 years, will tell you now if he sends something to somebody every quarter, it'd probably work just as well for him because he's been doing it for so long. Yep. So stick with the plan, do it consistently, and don't make excuses. That's all I've got. Sean, you got anything you want to add?
It's just exactly what you said, Shane. You just have to pick something and you have to keep doing it consistently.
I mean, honestly, is there 3 better, good-looking guys on the planet? Honestly, if you guys made it this long, you deserve to see our faces.
You know what? They say that the camera, it takes away 10 years and 10 pounds. I'm not seeing it.
No.
Well, I think I am actually. But no. So the other thing too, man, we keep talking about. We're not as important as we think you are. Just remember that all this stuff that we're doing, have somebody else do it for you.
Yeah, that's huge.
That's
this is
delegate
Kristen calling on behalf of Darren Copeland.
Yep.
Just somebody doing it part-time is better than you not doing it at all.
Yeah.
And so you got to just start.
Yep. Just do it.
Just do it.
Thanks, everybody.
Make it happen, you guys.
That phrase, guys.
Just do it. That's a good. What if we had like a little swoosh sign for it? That could make a lot of money, guys.
I'm so glad no shoe company ever thought about that.
Hey, guys, gals, have a great week. Remember, we're here to help. Be transparent. If you want to schedule a coaching call, schedule a coaching call. Everybody starts somewhere. Just start. Do something. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.
Thanks, guys. Peace out.